Remember AI?
Yeah.
Like in the movies? It always seemed so far off. But, well, it's here now.
Yeah.
It is. It's changing how we work every single day. And for project professionals like you, it's huge.
And the speed at which things are changing now.
I know.
It's incredible. This isn't like, just a small change. This is a whole new ballgame.
And that is exactly why we're diving deep today. We're taking a look at AI essentials for project professionals, and PMI, those folks are always on top of it. They're giving us a roadmap. We need to figure out this whole AI thing, Brian.
And it's not just about surviving. We want to do more than survive, right? We want to thrive. PMI makes it very clear that project professionals, they're the ones, they can be leading this change.
Okay, so let's back up for a sec. What is AI? Imagine a machine, maybe not writing poems yet.
Right.
But it can learn, it can adapt, just like us. It looks around, picks up patterns, figures things out, and then it makes decisions.
It's like, okay, you're in a new city, right? What do? You start paying attention to the traffic, how people are walking, and after a while, you're navigating like a pro because you've gathered all this information. That's AI. Perception, prediction, planning.
And just like mastering a new city, well, it takes a little time. AI, it doesn't happen all at once. It comes in different forms. The one that's everywhere right now, the one we see all the time, narrow AI. It's the chatbot that helps you online, or even that predictive text that seems to know what you're going to say before you say it.
Yeah.
That's AI, but it's focused on very specific tasks.
Exactly. Now, general AI, that's like,
Whole other thing.
that's some futuristic stuff. Machines thinking like humans. We're not there yet.
Right. Not quite. Okay, but what's making all this possible? Machine learning. That's the engine driving this whole thing. Imagine algorithms. I think of them like super detectives.
Yeah.
They sift through mountains of data. I mean, mountains and mountains of data. They're spotting patterns and connections that would take us, well, forever.
It's like you're working on this complex project, right? And you need to figure out what the risks are. You could go through every file, or AI analyzes all the data, from tons of projects, in seconds. It flags anything that looks off, anything you might have missed. That is machine learning really doing its thing.
And just like different detectives have their methods, there are different ways to train these algorithms. One way is called supervised learning. And that's where we basically show the AI what we want it to learn.
Yeah.
It's like, here's what we're looking for, get it.
It's like training a spam filter, marking emails as spam, not spam. The AI picks up on what makes each one different. And then as time goes on, your inbox, it's way cleaner.
Right. Neural networks, those are modeled after the human brain.
Of course.
So you have this web of points, and they process information, they're learning, they're connecting, just like our own neurons. And that is how AI is getting so good at doing these incredibly complex things.
Imagine looking at years and years and years of data from projects and being able to tell if a new project, will it work, will it not work, just from looking at who's on the team, the budget, even how people talk to each other. Neural networks are what make that possible.
It's like having a crystal ball, but one that runs on, algorithms.
Yes.
And data.
Yeah.
And then there's deep learning, where you take those neural networks and it's like you're adding a turbo booster. We're talking tons of layers. This is when you get AI that can understand what you're saying, really understand, or look at an image and know exactly what it is. It's amazing.
Imagine taking a document, a contract, the scoop of a project, and in just seconds, all the important stuff is pulled out. No more reading, tons of pages. That's the power of deep learning right there.
So we've talked about all the pieces, all the cool stuff that makes AI tick.
Right.
But now comes the exciting part.
Yeah.
How does it actually work when we're talking about real projects?
When you see AI in action, like in project management, that's when it really hits you.
Totally. So AI in the real world, in our world, let's talk about AI patterns. These are like approaches to using AI.
Right. Yeah.
Each one with its own strengths and its own, uses.
So AI essentials for project professionals, they lay out 7 key AI patterns.
Okay.
These patterns, they're like a framework. They help us understand all the different ways AI is being used out there, out in the wild. And for us, they show us how we can use AI in project management.
Okay, 7 patterns. Hit me.
All right. So first up, autonomous systems. This is AI taking care of business, doing its thing with very little help from us.
Okay.
Imagine setting up a system, and this system, it handles all those routine reports.
Oh, I like where this is going.
Right.
Yeah.
And you're free to actually focus on, the big picture stuff, the stakeholders.
That would be a dream come true, especially when you're juggling like 10 things at once. Okay, what's next?
Okay, next, conversation and human interaction. This isn't just like basic chatbots, right?
Yeah.
This is AI that gets you, It understands what you mean, not just what you say. And it responds in a way that feels, more natural.
So instead of me spending hours going through emails, looking through documents, I could just ask, right? Ask the AI and get an answer like that second.
Exactly. And it's not just about finding information fast. It's about, making things smoother, helping everyone on the team work together better. Now, let's talk goal-driven systems. You give the AI a target, like make this project schedule amazing, and it figures out the best way to do it.
Like having a super-powered assistant, making sure everything's on track, even when things, get a little crazy. I like it. Keep going. What else?
Right. Hyper-personalization. Imagine an AI that knows your projects, like really knows them. It gets your team, their strengths, and it tells you the absolute best way to manage the whole thing.
Wow. No, we're trying to force a square peg into a round hole.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm hooked. What's next?
Okay, pattern and anomaly detection. This one's huge for risk management. So AI looks at all the data from past projects and spots those tiny details, things that might be off. You can deal with problems before they even, become problems.
It's like an early warning system. I love that.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, the holy grail.
Okay.
Predictive analytics.
I've heard of this.
We use data to see into the future, predicting costs, figuring out where things might go wrong, even figuring out realistic deadlines.
No more guessing games.
No.
Just cold, hard data.
Data-driven decisions the whole way through.
Okay, last one.
Last one, recognition. We all know this one. Facial recognition, those voice assistants. But for project management, it can analyze documents, pull out the important stuff, even automate things like entering data.
So we can finally ditch the boring stuff.
Exactly.
I like it. Now, before we move on, there's two types of AI we got to talk about. Generative AI, Gen AI, and predictive AI.
Oh yeah, these two are really cool because they're different, but they work so well together.
Okay.
So you've got Gen AI, the creative one, the builder, and then you've got predictive AI. That's the strategist, the planner.
I like that. Gen AI, the artist. Predictive AI, the mastermind.
Exactly. And both of them, they can change how we think about project management. Let's start with Gen AI. This is the one everyone's talking about, right? The AI that writes poems, composes music, it feels, almost like magic.
But how does it actually work?
So these Gen AI models, they're trained on massive amounts of data. Text, images, code, everything. And they learn the patterns, the connections in all that data. Then they take what they've learned and they create something new.
So if I feed it, like all my old project reports,
right,
it could write me a new one.
Yeah, theoretically.
All right.
But here's the thing, the output, how good it is, it all depends on how we talk to it. And that's where prompt engineering comes in.
Prompt engineering.
Yeah, a prompt is basically an instruction. It's how you tell the AI what you want. The clearer you are, the better the results.
So instead of just saying, write me a report, I've got to give it the details, the project, the timeline, who's involved, all that.
Exactly. The more information you give it, the better it'll be.
Makes sense. Okay, so what about predictive AI? That one seems a bit more, grounded, maybe?
Yeah, it's all about using what we know, the data, to figure out what's going to happen next.
Like in project management, we can predict how much a project will cost, spot potential problems before they happen.
Exactly. It's all about making smart decisions.
Right. So instead of just going with our gut,
yeah,
we've got data to back us up.
Exactly. This is huge.
So this is all really exciting stuff, but how realistic is it really? Like, how do we actually start using this in our work?
That's the million-dollar question, right?
Yeah.
The good news is you don't have to be an AI whiz to start using it. PMI, they really stress this whole idea of like a strategic approach. You don't have to do everything at once. Just start small.
Okay, so pick a problem, a pain point,
Right.
and then see if there's like an AI tool that can help.
Exactly.
This all sounds amazing, but what could go wrong? Like, can AI mess up? We're making big decisions here.
Oh yeah, for sure. AI, it's a tool, right? It's not perfect. One thing to watch out for is bias.
Bias.
Yeah, if the data we use to, train the AI, if that data has problems, then the AI is going to have those same problems.
So like if we fed it old project data and that data wasn't fair or didn't treat everyone the same, the AI might keep doing that even when it makes predictions or suggests something.
Exactly. We've got to make sure the data is good, that it represents everyone fairly, and we can't just do that once. We have to keep checking, keep making sure things are good.
It's like garbage in, garbage out, right?
Right.
If you feed it junk, you're going to get junk back.
Right.
We need good stuff if we want good results.
Absolutely. And speaking of results, sometimes AI, it can, it's called hallucinations.
Hallucinations. Is it like seeing things?
No, not like that. But sometimes AI, especially this Gen AI, it can create stuff that, it sounds good,
Okay.
but it's just not true. It made it up.
So it could just like make stuff up and we wouldn't know.
It could. That's where we come in, right? We can't just believe everything the AI tells us. We have to double check, use our own brains, and if something feels off, trust our gut.
Like with anything else, you don't just, believe everything you hear. You think about it. You ask questions.
Right. And that brings us to, well, how do we actually make AI work in our organizations?
Because we can have all the fancy AI tools in the world, but if our teams, if they don't get it, if they don't know how to use it, what's the point?
It's not just about the tech. It's about changing how we do things, talking to each other, and always learning new things.
So how do we do that? How do we get everyone excited about AI? How do we get them to use it?
We talk to them, we explain what AI is, how it works, and most importantly, we show them how it can make their lives easier.
Don't just throw the tech at them. Show them how it helps them, how it makes things better, how they can get better results.
Exactly. And we have to remember, it's going to be messy sometimes, change is hard, and there's going to be a learning curve.
So we have to be patient. Right.
Yeah.
We have to be the ones who are like, it's okay, ask questions, try things out, we'll figure this out together.
Exactly. And when things go well, celebrate that. Show everyone what's possible when we use AI the right way.
Build that excitement, that momentum.
Yeah.
Show everyone this is the future, and we're all part of it.
Absolutely. AI is here to stay.
It is.
It's a game changer.
And we've got this, right?
We do. So as we wrap up, this deep dive into AI, what's the one thing you want our listeners to remember?
AI is not the enemy. Don't be scared of it. Use it. It's a tool. And when we use it the right way, with thought, with a plan, it can help us achieve some pretty awesome things as project professionals.
Absolutely. Embrace the change.
Yeah.
Keep learning and get ready because AI is going to transform the way we manage projects.
And don't forget, PMI's got our backs. They have tons of resources, training, all sorts of stuff to help us on this journey.
So jump in, experiment, see what AI can do for you.
The future is here, and it's looking pretty bright. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into AI and project management. Until next time, keep learning, keep exploring, and let's make amazing things happen.